Nowadays, everything is about being instant. Our entire life is captured in a small rectangular device called a mobile phone. It is a restaurant, a supermarket, mall, our wallet as well. And so, getting personal loans has become also just a click of a button, a download button. No longer do we have to go through the grueling process of banks to get personal loans. But there is still a catch. It is a loan and you still need to give it back. And here is where the trouble begins. Mobile applications have a very harsh method of recovering the loan amount. And by harsh, I mean harassment and humiliation. I'm Amrutha and you are watching TV9 News, and a little while ago I had a brief conversation with Mr. Praveen Kalai Selvan, who is a social activist and has also filed a petition in the Supreme Court seeking a ban.
Thank you, sir, for joining us on this little chat. So, you have spoken to a lot of victims. So, do tell us what exactly happened with those victims and why the apps need to be banned.
The dark side of this application is they will ask you each and every permissions of your mobile phone. For example, they will ask you a permission of contact. After that, they will ask your permission for photo galleries, I mean galleries, videos, and so many like other permissions. Okay, the people who give permission to all those access, they are only eligible to get a loan. Here, what is happening? Okay, they are just providing a loan for 7 to 15 days. Okay, if a customer is unable to pay their amount in 7 to 15 days, okay, they will completely misuse your data. For example, if any customer is skip the payment, okay, is unable to do the payment, okay, at that moment, what this companies does is they will start calling their relatives, they will start calling their friends, they will start abusing them. Okay, for example, XYZ people have taken a loan from XYZ application. Okay, they will keep on calling them every day. Okay, and they will completely defame that XYZ person. Okay, in this thing, they are losing their respect, they are losing their relatives, they are losing their friends. Okay, they are just like companies are just defaming them.
To add on there, Mr. Praveen, so far across the country, at least 5 death by suicide have been registered. So your petition, Mr. Praveen, seeks a ban. Can you tell us why it has not been, banned already? Given that the harassment they met out to the customers is pretty out in the open.
As of now, like a few investigations are going on like from the higher officials. Even they are started investigating in this thing, why this is happening, from where they are operating. And to be very honest, this online lending apps, they are completely working virtually. Okay, they don't have any particular office to go and check here and there. Okay, so this is when they are working virtually, it is bit difficult to trace them out. Okay, with in fact, like this recovery agent, like what they do, they will start calling from IP. Okay, they will do a internet calling where customers can't call them back. Okay, so here police officials are like facing bit difficulties to trace them out. And for example, as of now, Telangana police, they are taking a strict action against this company to ban this application as soon as possible.
Okay. So already now the Telangana police has, started social media awareness campaigns. In media also they've started the awareness campaigns to beware of this unauthorized and illegal application. So now what is the difference between unauthorized illegal mobile money lending application and authorized ones?
See, as of now, like there are few applications like India Bulls, they are registered with RBI. But rest of the application, those who are not registered by RBI or NBFC, they are classified as illegal lending apps.
Okay, all right. So we all know that the Chinese apps, several Chinese apps were banned overnight by the Indian government, and the same could probably be done with these unregulated apps. So, can you just briefly explain us the complexity of the issue?
See, here what is happening, 98% of the applications are belongs to Chinese firm.
Okay.
Okay. Indirectly, they are providing us the software and the data which means which the Indian companies are collecting the data. Okay, and that same data is transmitting to Beijing and Shanghai. As our intelligence wing, I mean our cyber intelligence wing, started tracing where the destination point is. Okay, so eventually, like we found so many applications like Cashbus, and after that Cash Map. Okay, and many companies this way they are giving all our data to Chinese firm. Okay,
Yeah.
the investors who invested in India. Okay, they are just giving that data to China. Okay, confidential data like our Aadhaar card, our PAN card, and after that, our means sensitive photos, sensitive documentations which we have in our phone. Okay, they are just passing this to China. Okay, so here this may lead to a national data security threat. Okay, so here we are seeking for Data Protection Act 2019, which was drafted in Supreme Court. We are asking that act to get passed in Supreme Court as soon as possible they can, so that each and every applications will have a limited data access from the customer's mobile phone.
But one more question to you, Mr. Praveen, is whether any action so far has been taken against any of the money lending applications or people behind it in any of
Yes,
the
of
cases
course.
so
There are applications like Snap It Loan, and after that, some OK Cash. Okay, the action has been taken against these companies, and few of the recovery agent has been arrested in Delhi for for blackmailing women, and they were scamming people with their data. Okay, they were just blackmailing people and they were collecting money from them. And we recently, before 2 weeks ago, like we arrested them and few interrogations have took place, and we are also taking a strict action against those companies.
how do people exactly get to know about these applications?
What is happening exactly is they will buy a database from so there are so many database in Facebook platforms. Okay, the data, I mean, 90 crore data has been sold till now. Okay, in that data there will be a mobile number, there will be a email ID and so many things. This company, what they do, they will start doing a mass, they will buy that data, that will be something around 1000 rupees or 1200 rupees, and they will buy that data and they will do a mass message to the people. The people who require loan, they will start clicking on that link, and they will download those applications. And the same firm will be having 20 more application in the same in same concept. Okay, once the people registered in first company, and they will pass the data to another 20 companies, and another 20 companies will, what they will do, they will start smsing to people, we are giving 20,000 rupees loan, 30,000 rupees loan, and people are getting attracted to those things, and they are taking loan in this platform.
Okay. So finally, what would you tell our viewers how to, stay safe from these money lending applications?
I request all the viewers to visit the nearest bank, whether they are providing loan or not. Okay, and after that, like I request visitors, so sorry, viewers to take a loan from banks rather than preferring online lending apps to prevent your data protections.
So obviously here the applications are behaving more like loan sharks than regulated banks giving out personal loans. So when you seek out loans from these mobile applications, please be careful about which application you are using, and if possible try to avoid using these mobile applications. In India, still the IT law and the privacy laws are vague and does not provide much protection to the Indian internet community, even though we have a digital boom going on. You can leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also like, share and subscribe to TV9 Digital. Thank you.